Tommy, we get a lot of people asking questions and searching for information on shingling their roof. And here's the question: what do you think about homeowners doing their own roof work? Because it can be kind of dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Do you know that a third of construction fatalities happen from people falling off of roofs?
I didn't know that, but it's not surprising.
Yeah, well, if a homeowner is going to get up on a roof because they want to shingle it, they have to make sure they have the proper safety equipment on. Harness, a line attached to the ridge, or a staging with safety rails around it. You have to protect yourself.
All the things that a professional would bring you to the job, which is why a lot of us just make the call.
Absolutely.
But maybe we've got a lower roof. Maybe there's a porch roof.
Or a doghouse, or a shed.
There you go.
Exactly, and you want to shingle that roof.
All right, so how do we get started doing those?
Well, all right, well, let's start at the bottom right here and start with a piece of drip edge, aluminum drip edge. This is 8-inch. It goes against the bottom like this.
And I guess the process is the same no matter what size roof we have, right? No
Absolutely.
matter how high, what size.
No matter what. It's all the same. Now, this drip edge is actually to break the surface tension. When the water runs down the shingle, it clings to the edge of the shingle, runs down, and wants to run back up. This stops it and runs down, and this little kicker right here makes the droplets fall away from the fascia board.
And that's part of the reason why you do not have this tight to the fascia. There's a big gap there.
Right. I like to have a gap about the thickness of my fingers because I don't want the water droplets clinging to the fascia board, causing it to rot. So what I like to do is I like to take it and push it up tight to the fascia board, and I put a little pencil line at the top of it on each end of the house. I then snap a line between them to get a nice straight edge. Pull the drip edge down about a ½ inch away from that line, and that creates a nice gap between the kicker and the fascia board. Now I just nail it in place. Now these are just 1¼ galvanized roofing nails. And I'm going to do the same thing on the gable ends. All right, now we're treating this roof as if it was an unheated building. All right, so no self-sealing membrane at all.
Okay, so we're going right to felt paper?
Yeah, and this is actually a 30-pound felt paper. I'm going to lay it right on top of the drip edge and just tack it in place.
And the purpose of this is what?
This is actually, it forms a release between the roof sheathing and the underside of the roof shingles so they can move independently. But it will also absorb any condensation if it should form under the roof shingles. Now the shingle that we're going to put on this roof is a standard 3-tab shingle, been around for years.
1, 2, 3.
Right. Now it's a 12-inch wide shingle, and if you notice this part right here, this is actually a tar that's activated by the hot sun. So when that sun heats up the shingle, it actually glues the bottom part of the tab to the shingle, less chance of it blowing up.
Okay.
Now the shingles are 36 inches wide. They are 12 inches high, and we want to have 6-inch overlap with a 5-inch reveal.
So this space right here, from the bottom of the second shingle to the first shingle below it, that's your reveal.
Exactly.
5 inches.
So now what I like to do is lay out the shingle onto the roof. So the shingles are 12 inches high, so I hook my tape on the bottom here and I slide it down ½ inch. Now I can mark 12 inches to the top of the first row of shingles.
So the shingle's going to overhang the drip edge ½ inch.
Right. That helps also for surface tension. So I want to mark 5-inch increments on both sides and snap a line between them.
And that's for our exposure.
Exactly. Now the chalk lines really ensure that our rows are going to be straight across the roof. Now these vertical lines are placed every 6 inches, and that will set our shingles off perfect all the way up the roof. Okay, now let me show you what I did here. If you're looking at the shingle, here's the bottom part of the shingle that you see as you look on the roof. I want to move this glue tab down as close to this leading edge as I can. So I cut away that part of the shingle that you see. That allows me to take this shingle and slide it down onto the roof, overhanging my drip edge about1/4 inch. All right, we're ready for our first course. Now this is a starter strip right here. It actually does 2 things. First of all, it moves this glue strip down to the edge where I want it, lessening the chance for this to blow up. But also it fills the space right here so you don't see felt paper between it. Now I'm just going to nail this in place, holding the shingle on both the vertical and horizontal line like that. Now I want to cut my shingle so each row is offset 6 inches from the previous row. To cap the roof, we cut the shingle into each individual tab and overlap them 5 inches. All right, that's how you shingle a roof to make it straight and watertight.
Nice job, Tommy. Thank you.